Now that I'm in the top half of my 30s, looking back at my life is sometimes difficult. Family, friends, jobs, school, moving, debt, and everything else that comes with living, on top of choices that really define who we are, all come into focus. While I would consider myself happy today, it hasn't always been that way. These feelings are difficult to put into words, so I can't imagine how hard it must be to capture the life of a person and the trials that they endure in a video game. Yet, that's exactly what OPUS Prism Peak sets out to do. At its heart, it's a story of a man reflecting on his past, and even in the short time I've spent with it, I've already felt an emotional connection.
Looking back, I'm not even sure what I was hoping for when I came to the city. Feels like I can't remember anymore. Now, I'm 40. Grandpa's funeral is in a few days. I thought about when I told him I wanted to be a photographer. So before heading home for the service, I sold the camera that had been with me for over 10 years. I used to think, if I could just capture it with my camera, maybe the things I cared about would stay.
OPUS Prism Peak doesn't begin with the broken adult, but with Eugene as a child. At 5 years old, he's wandering the forest with his grandpa, who passes down small lessons about photography and capturing the perfect shot. These scenes show us moments of happiness, but there's also this undercurrent of tension at home, where Eugene struggles with how his parents treat each other and him. His resentment towards his family and the town that he grew up in is summed up in a line where he says, "They've all changed," before he eventually leaves for the city at the age of 18. The story then flashes forward, quickly showing a life full of love and loss. By the time Eugene reaches 40, he has nothing left, not even his grandpa. Returning to his childhood home, his car breaks down and his detour introduces Ren, a girl with her own set of problems. She's actually a shade, fated to disappear unless she finds the seer. In this surreal blend of reality and fantasy, Eugene agrees to help her, and in doing so, begins to face the ghosts of his past. The themes of loss are front and center, and this game doesn't sugarcoat Eugene's pain, and whether his situation is entirely of his own making remains unclear, but that tension makes him feel more real. As someone who also struggles with the outcomes of choices made in my teens and early 20s, I immediately felt a connection to this story. What makes it even more striking is how the weight of Eugene's regrets is contrasted by the whimsical, almost dreamlike world around him. The setup feels both heavy and light, a balance that makes the narrative resonate more deeply while playing. Gameplay ties directly into these ideas. You explore environments and take photos, uncovering more about Eugene, Ren, and the mysterious seer. Even seemingly random snapshots contribute to the narrative, sometimes unlocking items or filling out your notebook. I did actually find the notebook interface a little confusing to navigate at first, but the concept is actually really rewarding, giving you pages of details to piece together Eugene's journey. Photography as a mechanic fits the story perfectly, emphasizing moments of observation, memory, and reflection. Presentation also goes a long way during gameplay. The animations and voice acting add depth to the experience, making characters feel alive in ways that static text alone couldn't. There's a calmness to the demo that's deceptive because it's clear that the game is building towards an emotional gut punch. I can already imagine this being one of those titles where players inevitably end up crying by the end, and I will probably be one of them. What stood out to me was how openly the story reveals Eugene's connection to the spirits that he encounters. Rather than keeping the player in the dark, it lets you know more about the characters, which creates a different kind of tension. It will be interesting to see how the narrative plays out with that imbalance, though. As a direction for the OPUS series, Prism Peak feels both familiar and more ambitious. It grounds itself in very human struggles while presenting them through a fantastical lens. The act of taking photos encourages exploration, and the way that these moments are cataloged in the journal makes every small discovery feel meaningful. I'm curious to see how Eugene and Ren's journey unfolds, but I suspect it would hit harder the further that it goes on. OPUS Prism Peak left me impressed with its demo. It has a story rooted in real emotions and mechanics that complement its themes, along with a presentation that pulls you in without forcing melodrama. If this small taste is anything to go by, this is shaping up to be one of the most moving experiences of the year. I'll be there to see it through, and I'd love to know in the comments how you feel about it as well. OPUS Prism Peak is coming to Nintendo Switch 2 and PC in fall 2025. Now, enjoy some gameplay.
He always wanted to be a better seer, said he'd head for the Nameless City one day. But when the day came, he left without me, said he couldn't take care of me, like I ever needed him to. Woof! Spirits touched by shade carry this cold, lonely smell that won't come off. They start forgetting stuff, little things at first, until they forget everything. The seer lived around here. We grew up together. The station was where we... Why am I even telling you this? Woof! Woof! Any minute now.
Do you want to go find the seer?
Woof! Never. He's the one who should come to me.
That's too bad. You could have taken this kid to the Nameless City.
Who are you two anyway? Why do you care so much about the seer?
I'm just some guy who got lost. As for the kid... Hey, you remember your name yet? Never mind. Just give me something to call you.
Huh? How about Ren, then?
You hear that? She says her name is... Ren.
A butterfly told me. Sounds nice, huh?
You're messing with me, right? Pick some other name. That one... That was my...
Woof! Woof! Aroo! Woof!
Attention passengers. Train 1414 bound for Nameless City is now boarding at platform 1.
How did I get myself into this? Hey, doggo, we're heading out. You sure you don't want to come?
Woof! He's the one who should come.
All right, then. Come on, Ren.
Woof! Thanks for keeping me company. And Ren, that smell on you is a sign of fading. You have to find the seer and get him to help. If you don't, it won't be long before you completely disappear.
Whimsical.